Hello, thank you guys for joining my channel. Today we are going to learn how to calculate mode and median using this example that we have here. Now, when you look at this class, it is an exclusive class interval where the class are starting from say 0 to 10 and then 10 to 20. We shall explain how we come up with all of that data. Now, where the moment you want to calculate either mode or median of any distribution, the first important thing is that you're supposed to create your data in such a way such that the class become the first column, and then the next thing you're going to enter the frequencies on the second column, and then on the frequency you'll also have to down here you'll have to get the summation of f. It's like the total number of observations in this data distribution. Now another thing that we need here is called the midpoints. We need a column known as the midpoints. I explained previously how we get the midpoints. We say 0 plus 10. Let me use this 0. When you take 0, you add to 10 and then you divide by 2. That will give you the median. In our case, the median is 5. Secondly, we have 10 plus 20. You divide by 2. That will give you 15. Now that is how we get the median. The last column that we are going to use here that is also very important is called cumulative frequency column. Now when you talk about cumulative frequency column, normally we obtain it from this second column. We obtain it from this second column of the frequency. Now how do we get cumulative frequency? To get started, we start with these two. You look at these two, that is what we enter here. Now from here we are going to how do we get 9? We take 7 plus 2, that gives us 9. We take 7 plus 2, 7 plus 2, and then we get 9. Now the next column we are going to take 11 now, 11 plus 9, 11 plus 9, and then we get 20. Like that, 6 plus 20 we get 26, and then 4 plus 26 we get 30. That is how we get the cumulative frequency column. Now once we have those, we are able to calculate our problem without any problem of any form. Now why is that this column important to us? First of all, it is through the midpoint that we are going to be able to know our class frequency. Through the midpoint is where we are going to know our class wind. And then the cumulative frequency column will give us the position of a given number within this our distribution. Now with that information at hand, we can proceed next on how to get. Now we are going to calculate mode using the formula mode is equal to L plus Fm minus F1 all over Fm minus F1 into bracket plus Fm minus F2, all of that we close into bracket, then we multiply by H. Now I've explained the meaning of each of those initials. M stands for mode, L is for lower class limit of model class, Fm is frequency of model class, and then F1 is frequency of class above the model class, where F2 is equal to frequency of class below the model class, and finally H is class height. Now once we have that information and we have our formula, we can easily substitute our value. But the first important thing is that you're supposed to identify under which class the mode falls in. Now how do we determine that? When we are looking for the class of the model that has a high mode, we normally look at the column for frequency. Look at this, I've just brought that bigger table here. You look at the column of frequency and then we check which one has the highest number. When you look at this our column, now the highest number is 11 in this column. The highest number is 11, where 11 is the frequency for a class 20 to 30. It's a frequency for class 20 to 30. Now once we have that, we can be able to calculate our mode. Now when we talk about class 20 to 30, I explained earlier that this is an exclusive class interval. This is an exclusive class interval. Now how do we obtain the lower class limit? Now, according to this illustration, our lower class limit for this case is going to be 20. That is why you can see I have included 20 there as our lower class limit. Then once we write 20, we add, just observe this whole bracket, it's a bigger one, and then that bracket, then FM, we said FM is a frequency of the model class. Look at this column. If you look at this class 20 to 30, its frequency in this case is 11. That is why I have used 11 in this case. That's why we have used 11. The next thing is F1. F1 we said is frequency of the class above the model class. Now if you look at this class 20 to 30, which one is F1? Now F1 we said is frequency of the class above the model class, which in our case we are going to use 7. That is how we get it. Then we still come down to the formula where FM we said is 11, then F1 we have also said F1 is 7, plus FM is 11 minus F2. Now how do we get F2? For F2 we said is the frequency of class below the model class. Now if this 20 to 30 is the class, the model below that frequency we'll get 6. That is why we have included 6 here. Now the next and most important part, once you close all that, once you close all this with a bracket, now we multiply H. How do we get H, the class height? I advised us to use midpoint so that we can be able to easily determine the lower class, the class height or class width. Now you look at this, we start from 5 to 15. This one is starting from 5 to 15, then 15 to 25. Now that alone is enough to tell us the class height of this particular continuous distribution. Now look at this, 15 minus 5 gives us 10. 25 minus 15 gives us 10. Now that's enough illustration to tell us that the class height is 10. That is why I have substituted it in our formula. Now once we get that, we are going to start 20. We need to work whatever is inside the bracket first, then we multiply by the H, which is 10. That's why we've said 4 plus 4 all over 5. 4 plus 4 all over 5. When you finish all that calculation, we multiply by 10. We are going to work this side first. After we finish, then we'll add to 20. Now after working it all, you can confirm with your calculator. Our final answer for mod will be 24.4. That is how easy we calculate our our mod of a continuous or exclusive class intervals. Now the next thing we are going to look at is the median of that same distribution. Now when you talk about median, the formula for median is as simple as the one I have just included here. Median is equal to lower class limit plus H, which is class height, all over F, which is the frequency of the median class, all that multiplied by N, which is the total number of observation, all over 2, minus the cumulative frequency above the median class. This simply means cumulative frequency above the median class. You can check with this. I've given some explanation here. They can help you understand exactly what we are going to do. Very well. Now before you start doing any calculation, it's advisable that the first thing you do is to determine the class under which that median observation falls. Now how do we do it? First of all, look at our formula n over 2. Now we take n over 2 will give us the location of that median class. Now our n is summation of f, which we had. If you look at that table above, you'll find that summation of n is a summation of f is 30 divided by 2 is 15. Now this 15 is not the median. It is the location in which the median value is found. Now once you get the 15th observation, we are going to look up into that cumulative frequency distribution table. Check under the column for cumulative frequency distribution column. Now when you look at that column, those numbers have been arranged from 2 all the way to 30. Now using that information, we'll be able to find the location of our median class. If you look keenly, that median falls under class 20 to 30. That median falls under 20 to 30 because when you look at that, we have 26. We have 26, and when you look at up, we have another different value. Now with this formula, what we are going to do is we are going to look at the lower class limit of the class 20 to 30. Now class 20 to 30, the lower limit is 20. That is why we have used 20 here. Now the next thing is h. H we have explained previously that h is the class height. Now class height we did, that is 10. Now look at our class 20 to 30. What is the what is the frequency there? The frequency is 11. That is why we have indicated 11. Now our formula also say all that, open the bracket, and then n over 2. N we say the summation of f, or the total number of observations. That is 30 all over 2. Then we subtract the cumulative frequency above the median class. When you look at that, we have above there, we see we have 9. That is where our formula is coming in. Now we advise you to be safer. It is very, very advisable and important that first thing you work this section first. Work this section first. Work this part and get your value. Once you get your value, you can add the lower class limit. After working, take your calculator. Let's press this one, all of it, and then your answer should be 0.9090 when you multiply by that by 6. That will give us our value. Now if you do your addition and use your calculator well, your median in this case is going to be 25.454. Thank you once again for listening to my channel. Teacher Omondi Stephen, and if you have any question, if you have any query, if you have any concern, please you can share with me in the comment section. Also, if this video has helped you, please like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again for listening.